Thank you, baby.
Go film that awesome video.
Thank you. I'm ready. I feel good. This is the part I don't know yet. I haven't come up with an intro.
No?
Nope. I'm just gonna say like, hey. And also, 3 of the 4 videos on my channel are reading vlogs, so I don't have like a formal sit-down intro.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I can't remember what I said in my 5-star reads. I don't even think I started with hey. I think I had to backtrack to hey. Such a long time ago though. I can't remember. Anyway, we're just gonna go for it. Should I say like hey or like, I feel like what's up is a little bit like, I don't, because like the camera's on, you know? Like,
Everyone and their mother says, hey.
I know, so like I gotta come up with something. What should I call them? Hi, pals. Hey, bros, what's up?
Hey.
My book bros.
Book bros.
That's
Book
it.
bros.
My book bro. Babe, I really don't know. Hey. Hey, hi. What's up? What's just like a very natural, like, hey! No, that's too much. Go find less. You know what? If I want to intro my video that excited, I'm gonna intro my video that excited.
Do it.
Okay. Hey! No, I don't like how I look. I like scared like a clown. Okay. I'm calm and collected and ready for this video. Hey! Oh, a little shoulder shrug? No. Babe, do you want to do my intro for me?
Mm-mm.
Okay. I want something very natural. Like something that doesn't feel forced or uncomfy, but something that's just like, I'm gonna look up greeting words and see if I can find like unique greeting.
Mm.
Oh, these are actual greeting cards. That's not what I want. How do you say hello in a cool way? Hey there, honey bunch. What's good, boo-boo? Yo, yo, yo. Ahoy, matey. That's a fun one. I just made everybody a pirate that clicked on my video. This one says bow.
Bow?
Should I bow at the beginning of it? Bow, like a little curtsy. Like a full curtsy or just like a little like, hey guys. Or should I be like a nice like, hey guys.
Yeah, like that.
I'm just gonna start. We're just gonna talk. Anyway, today we're gonna talk about some books that I read in February and we're gonna talk about some books I wanna read in March. We're also gonna ignore my bookshelf because it doesn't look the same in any of my other videos, but the video is coming after this one because, oh, sorry, I had to get this video. It was supposed to come up next, but then I was like, oh, it's a month. Wrap up. Wrap in. No, that's not what they're called. Wrap ups and I guess just TBR, but that's not very fun. So anyway, we're gonna talk about the books that I read first, and then we'll talk about the books that I wanna read because that just makes the most sense. The first 3 of the 7 books I read this month, I made a whole reading vlog for these. So if you want to know my thoughts on these books, there is literally a whole other video of me exclusively talking about them. So we're not gonna get into those here. But the other 4 books that I read this month are in a series, so I still can't even say much about them because if you haven't read the series, you're not going to know, and I don't want to spoil anything. So for these books, I'm just going to do ratings because I can't like explain the plot of each book because that would include spoilers. So the first one is the second book, City of Ashes. This one I gave a 3.5. I don't love the first or the second. They're my least favorites in the whole series. But this one I still enjoyed, and you have to make it to the 3rd book in the series before you can like actually judge it because the first and the second books are weird. I completely agree with you. This one I did give 4.5 though, City of Glass. I just for some reason really liked the way that this book went. It didn't feel like there was a lot of like cat and mouse. It didn't feel very repetitive. It just flowed very nicely. So this one I have 4.5. This one did feel like a cat and a mouse. I feel like it was kind of the same concept of something that's happened like a lot. We also meet Sebastian, which Sebastian itself is not a spoiler, but I'm not going to go into who Sebastian actually is. And Sebastian just kind of ruins everything, and so hate Sebastian. This one I just gave a 4. Because I liked it more than the second one, but I didn't love it. This one, though, has been my favorite so far in the series. This one I gave a 4.75 because it's definitely not a 5-star read because John is a freak. I wish he was not a character. Like, I understand why he's necessary as a character, but I wish he was not a character because he really just ruins everything. Like, everything about him, ick. Immediate. Disgusting. But this was been my favorite one in the series. However, there was a little bit of cat and mouse, but it was in, like, a good way. Like, things were still progressing as it was happening, but it was just, like, a lot. Because you're focusing on, like, things that are happening in different places at the same time. So you just kind of are, like, tumbling through the different things. That was not a good way to explain it. But if you've read Cassandra Clare's writing, you'll know what I'm trying to explain. Like, she just kind of moves scenes very quickly, which I appreciate because you're able to read faster through, I think, than if they were, like, super long scenes. But she switches through them really quick, and so it does feel, because of that, a little bit cat and mousey. But this one was still done in such a way that, like, everything was still moving. It didn't feel stuck. Like, the fourth one just kind of felt stuck. This one felt like it was moving. Those are all the books that I read in February. End of video. Just kidding. We have a bunch more to talk about. We are going to talk about all the books that I want to read in March. And March, I have a fun video planned, and you might be able to guess it when I show you some of these videos or some of these books. But if you don't, you'll see later this month with that video I have planned. So the first of the books that I'm currently reading, I just started at the gym today, is The Selection by Kara Cass. I don't want to, like, not give enough information about any of these books, but I also don't want to, like, over-explain any of these books, so I'm just going to read the back, and I think that's going to be the easiest and best way to move through this. That was a very dramatic arm. Just gotta let everybody know, you know. I wish I had, like, a fake microphone. Babe, I'm gonna use a whisk. Oh, that catches some air. Okay, I'm being for serious. For 35 girls, The Selection. I can't say I'm being for serious and then speak into a whisk, bro. I'll be honest with you. I'll use it this time. For 35 girls, The Selection is a chance of a lifetime. The opportunity to be swept up in a world of glittering gowns and priceless jewels. To live in a palace and compete for the heart of gorgeous Prince Maxon. But for America Singer, being selected is a nightmare. It means turning her back on her secret love with Aspen, who is a caste below her, and leaving her home to enter a fierce competition for a crown she doesn't want. Then America meets Prince Maxon. Gradually, she begins to realize that the life she always dreamed of may not compare to a future she never imagined. Yeah, no, I can't use the whisk anymore. I'll just... I like this book. Next is Ellen Hildebrand, The Rumor. Ellen Hildebrand is one of my favorite authors ever. I want to read her entire backlist, so I'm just trying to work through them. Also, I'm just sprinkling them in here and there. They also all take place on Nantucket, which I am just trying to channel as much summer as I possibly can because it's literally going to snow this week. Why do I move back to Utah? So, hate the snow. So, trying to channel summer, you know? So, this one says, Madeline King and Grace Pancake are best friends, and the envy of Nantucket for their perfect marriages, their beautiful kids, and their Saturday night double dates with their devoted husbands. But this summer, something's changed. And if there's anything Nantucket likes better than cocktails on a beach at sunset, it's a good rumor. And rumor has it that Madeline, a novelist, is battling writer's block, with a deadline looming up, bills piling up, and blank pages driving her to desperation, and a desperately bad decision. And that Grace, hard at work to transform her backyard into a garden paradise, has been collaborating a bit more closely than necessary with her ruggedly handsome landscape architect. As the gossip escalates and Madeline and Grace face the possible loss of the happy lives they worked so hard to create, the two friends struggle to set the record straight. But the truth might be even worse than rumor has it. I have also started this book to just kind of like read in between other books because I love her writing so much that like I'm not in a rush to read it. I'm just picking up a few pages here and there. Like it's just gobble it up. I love it so much. This next book I have, Meant to Be Mine by Hannah Orenstein. Never heard of her before. I'm excited though because the back sounds really cute. What if you knew exactly when you'd meet the love of your life? Eddie Meyer knows her date. Her grandmother, Gloria, has accurately predicted the day every single member of their family has met their match. Eddie's is June 24th, 2022, when she's 29 years old. That morning, she boards an airplane to her twin sister's surprise engagement, and when a handsome musician sits beside her, she knows it's meant to be. But fate comes with more complications than Eddie expected, and she can't fight the nagging suspicion that her perfect guy doesn't have perfect timing. And after a shocking revelation rocks Eddie's carefully constructed world, she's forced to consider whether love chooses us, as simple as destiny, or if we choose it ourselves. It just sounded cute, like a nice little rom-com. I haven't read one in a while. Here. George Orwell, 1984. I just need to have my world rocked a little bit, I think. I also am not going to read the back of this because it's long, and if I don't read the back of it, because I said that's what I was going to do. But I read this book before. A lot of these books I've read before, I'm just realizing. But this one I just want to read. I also want to get Fahrenheit 451 because it's kind of, these give me like the same vibes. And I just want to read like that type of book right now. I don't know. It's just like a craving I'm having. So I just would love to see a dystopian world of what our future could look like. In 1984, war is peace, freedom is slavery, and Big Brother is always watching. George Orwell's classic novel, 1984, is the story of one man's nightmare odyssey through a world ruled by warring states and a power structure that controls not only information, but also individual thought and memory. A minor functionary named Winston Smith joins a covert brotherhood and pursues a forbidden love affair against the cold gray backdrop of the Republic of Oceania, only to become a hunted enemy of the state and of Big Brother. Now, more than half a century after it was written, Orwell's prophetic, haunting tale of conformatory repression and identity strikes a disturbing chord. As we follow Winston Smith through his rebellion, imprisonment, torture, and re-education, we witness firsthand the destruction of the truths and freedoms that make us who we are, and the creation of a world where black is white, 2 + 2 = 5, and evil is good. Like I said, I just want to have my world rocked a little bit. Next is Rick Riordan. I don't know how to say his last name. The Red Pyramid. I freaking loved this book so much. I liked this series more than I liked Percy Jackson, which I know is a hot take, but traveling the globe, blah, 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 blah. I knew I was going to start getting my words twisted. It was going too well. Darn. Since his mother's death 6 years ago, Carter Kane has been living out of a suitcase, traveling the globe with his father, the brilliant Egyptologist Dr. Julius Kane. But while Carter's been homeschooled, his younger sister Sadie has been living with her grandparents in London. Sadie has just what Carter wants: school friends and a chance at a normal life. But Carter has just what Sadie longs for: time with their father. After 6 years of living apart, the siblings have almost nothing in common, until now. On Christmas Eve, Sadie and Carter are reunited when their father brings them to a British museum with the promise that he's going to make things right. But all does not go according to plan. Carter and Sadie watch as Julia summons a mysterious figure who quickly banishes their father and causes a fiery explosion. Soon, Carter and Sadie discover that the gods of ancient Egypt are waking, and the worst of them, Set, has a frightening scheme. To save their father, they must embark on a dangerous journey, a quest that brings them even closer to the truth about their family and its links to the House of Life, a secret order that has existed since the time of the pharaohs. Lots of YA this month, but we're just gonna have fun with it. Okay, next is Me and Earl and the Dying Girl by Jessie Andrews. I read this book a while ago and honestly kind of forgot about it. I knew it was a great book and I would think about it. It would pop up in conversation right now. And I had my copy packed in a box in my parents' basement. And then when I got married and we moved and I unpacked the basement, I found this again and was like, need to reread ASAP. This is the funniest book you'll ever read about death. It is a universally acknowledged truth that high school sucks. But on the first day of his senior year, Greg Gaines thinks he's figured it out. The answer to the basic existential question: how is it possible to exist in a place that sucks so bad? His strategy: remain at the periphery at all times, keep an insanely low profile, make mediocre films with the one person who is even sort of his friend, Earl. This plan works for exactly 8 hours. Then Greg's mom forces him to become friends with the girl who has cancer. This brings about the destruction of Greg's entire life. And that's the back. So on that note, we're just going to keep moving swiftly along. We've got Matched by Ali Condi. I also love this book, but we're going to save my thoughts until next month. So, in the society, officials decide who you love, where you work, when you die. Kasha has always trusted their choices. It's hardly a price to pay for a long life, the perfect job, the ideal mate. So when her best friend appears on the matching screen, Kasha knows with complete certainty that he is the one, until she sees another face flash for an instant before the screen fades to black. Now Kasha is faced with the impossible choice between Xander and Kai, between the only life she's known and a path no one else has ever dared follow, between perfection and passion. I have this whole trilogy. I want to reread them all. Okay. Anyway, that's all. That's it. That's the end. Those are all the books that I read in February and all the books that I want to read in March. So stay tuned next month to see my thoughts. And if I even follow this TBR, hopefully I do because I have videos planned. So that would be ideal. Or we're going to have to switch some things up. But we shall see. Thank you guys for watching and I will see you next time. Bye.